Nitrogen cycle. What is nitrogen cycle? Nitrogen cycle is a biogeochemical process in which the nitrogen in the atmosphere transforms and can be used by living organisms. When we say nitrogen, it can be found in many forms in our environment. As if you don't know that our Earth's atmosphere has 78% of nitrogen, and it is the most essential in our life. Nitrogen makes up living things like our RNA and DNA, amino acid, protein, and even enzymes. That's why nitrogen is very important in order to live and grow. But we don't get nitrogen easily from the air, like oxygen. The plants play a big role to help us to get the nitrogen. But there's another problem. Plants can only use nitrogen in a form of nitrate. So we have to consider the 5 steps in nitrogen cycle. First, we have nitrogen fixation. Believe it or not, hydrogen gas contains a triple bond and it's really hard to break. Only lightning and bacteria are capable in turning the atmospheric nitrogen into the most usable one. First, we need to discuss the lightning. If you're wondering why your outdoor plant seems happier after a rain, because there is a reason behind it. Lightning electrifies atmospheric nitrogen and water to reconfigure them into ammonia and falls to the ground to convert ammonia to nitrites into nitrates. But how about if there is no lightning effect? We have common ways in which nitrogen is made available in soil that fixed by those bacteria that we will be discussing today. The plant that we are dealing with is called leguminous plant. When we say leguminous plant, they are plants that commonly known as legumes, pea or bean family. So little nodules on these roots attracted to our rhizobium bacteria, and it lives inside of it. Rhizobium bacteria work to convert the stubborn atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia or ammonium. Then the ammonium find nitrification. By the way, ammonia decides if he would go to the plants or directly proceed to nitrification, but he chose nitrate to nitrify bacteria oxide to ammonium into nitrates. But nitrates is not a kind of usable in plant and animals, so it nitrify again until oxidize nitrites. When we say nitrites, they are non-toxic form of nitrogen and plants love it, so they absorb it from its root up to their leaves. And we called it assimilation. As we know, nitrites are in the leaves and a consumer eats that plants. The consumer will also take nitrates inside of its body. And ammonification happens when the cow excretes or die. The decomposer will convert the nitrogen from the dead body of the cow and its waste back to its ammonia. The decentrification bacteria are those rescuers that convert ammonia back into its original form, which is nitrogen gas. The cycle is more complicated as it has a different path or a shortcut for those nitrogen gas to convert as nitrate. This one comes up from my thought and now the cycle formulated. So bakit nga ba importante ang cycle na ito? The cycle is important to maintain our ecosystem as we find out that nitrogen is needed by many organisms. In human, nitrogen is used to make amino acid, which is used to make DNA and proteins. For those organisms such as plants, it's nutrients that help them to grow. So why should we care? It is because it has many important functions and impact that will cause many consequences. like eutrophication. It is when algae bloom quickly deplete all oxygen in water that will kill all aquatic organisms. In addition, the nitrogen air will cause acid rain, which affect the soil and the growth of plant. There is so many consequences if we should care about this one. So that's all. Thank you.